Peter, you returned to the club at the start of 2023 when you were appointed chairman. What's it been like to be back at Celtic?
Well, it's been good. I mean, I really feel good about it. To be chairman of Celtic is an honour and a privilege. And, you know, when I was growing up in the 60s and 70s, Celtic was a big part of my life, a big part of my family's life, in fact, a generational Celtic family. And if somebody at that time had said to me, you're going to be chairman of Celtic, I thought they'd be mad. So it's a real honour and a real privilege. But it comes with quite heavy responsibility too, as a custodian of this magnificent football club that has its challenges. The job is different. Non-executive chairman is very different from the CEO. That there's a dividing line between me and Michael. But I know the executives really well, worked with many of them for many years, and we got on well. So it really seems quite natural.
How do you reflect on the past year for the club, both from a football and a financial perspective?
From a financial perspective, it was an exceptional year. Record turnover 120 million, record profit before tax of 41 million, a very strong balance sheet and big cash reserves. So it's been very, very satisfying. We do have a lot of cash in the bank, but a lot of that was used for the summer transfer window. It was used for some outstanding payments we had for players. And of course, we're now developing Barrafield, a big project there for us, and redeveloping parts of Lennoxton. But it's always really, I think, important to have a buffer. You know, if things don't go as well, then you need a buffer to see you through that and provide the stability that the club's always had, and we don't need to panic. And of course, there's headroom there for future investment in the squad when opportunities arise. On the pitch, another outstanding season. If you sit back and think about what we've achieved, it's just absolutely incredible. Another treble, 5 out of 7 trebles, and a world record 8 trebles. The joy and happiness we give to the Celtic family, Celtic community, is just really satisfying. And great credit to the managers over that period, to Lenny, to Brendan and Ange, to the players, you know, that winning mentality to keep going and going and going, and particular players like Scott Brown, Mika Lustig, Callum McGregor, and really all the players. It's an astonishing period in the club's history, and indeed everybody at the club should take credit of that. In Europe, on the pitch, clearly it's tough. It's getting tougher and tougher. The gap, financial gap between ourselves and the major European clubs is getting bigger. And when you look back to when we last get into the last 16, the game hasn't changed entirely and the gap's getting much bigger. But we don't give up, you know. We competed well at home against Atletico, we competed well against Lazio. We just have to be more consistent when these games come up.
So looking forward, what would you see as the key objectives for the club, both on and off the pitch?
Both on and off the pitch, we want to progress, we want to get better. That's the mantra around the place. We need to improve, we need to get better, and you know, reach the optimal position for this club. I think we've got a successfully proven strategy that gives stability to the club and also great football success. So I think we continue with that. And I feel optimistic. You know, we've got a good squad, we've got value in the squad, we've got a good management team, good backroom team, good executive, and a very strong balance sheet. So the fundamentals at the club, as they have been for a number of years, are very strong, and that gives us great encouragement to go forward. So I think generally there's a bit to do, but we want to improve and continue to improve. And as I say, that's the way people are motivated around the club.
Now, in September this year, you were appointed Vice Chairman of the European Club Association, which is an important organisation within European football. How beneficial do you see that role within the ECA, both for Celtic, but also for Scottish football? And what do you see as the key changes to come in the football environment that we will have to navigate as a club?
Yeah, no, it's a very important organisation. It's the only club association recognised by UEFA and FIFA. And we work really closely with both organisations on all football matters and club competitions, on finance and commercial, on legal, on governance, and football itself. So we're very close. We work really well together. One of the examples of that partnership, if you like, was the the new post-24 competition formats. We came to a compromise over what is best. So we've got now this new Swiss League system, 36 teams in Champions League, 36 teams in the Europa League, 36 in the Conference. And for us, that's a very important step in the right direction. It gives us, as a club, more games. It gives us more certainty. It gives us more money. The central pool has increased significantly. And it gives more clubs, Scottish clubs, an opportunity to participate in Europe. So I would like to think that Hearts, Hibs, Aberdeen can regularly compete in the Conference League, and then the finance that they generate from that goes back into the Scottish game, and that improves the Scottish game. So overall, post-24 is a big step. From the next cycle, which is 3 years out, I think we'll keep progressing to more European football and more involvement in these competitions.
I'm joined by Chief Executive Michael Nicholson and Chief Financial Officer Chris McKay. Michael, first of all, let's look back on last season. How do you assess how things went, both on and off the pitch?
It was a great season, Jerry, on and off the pitch. On the pitch, on the men's side, we won a historic 8th treble, and a great testament has to go to Ange, Callum and the players for that fantastic achievement, and for some great memories here at Celtic Park and at Hampden. On the women's side, there was success too, Scottish Cup triumph, and we came very close here to a special moment at Celtic Park, showing the opportunity that we have in women's football. So on the pitch, it was very good. Off the pitch, we continue to take the club forward across all areas of activity. It's important that we do that. At Celtic Park, we opened a new supporters bar. We opened a new facility here for our disabled supporters, and we also started the first phase of redevelopment works at Lennoxtown, because we always want to be taking things forward.
There was a change, of course, last summer, a change of manager. How challenging a period was that?
Well, there was change, but change is inevitable at Celtic, and we're always ready for that. We have to be ready for that. So when Ange left, we wished him all the best. We thanked him for his contribution to Celtic over 2 amazing years, and we knew that we had to bring a top manager to Celtic for our supporters and to take the club forward. And in Brendan, we believe we've got that. Brendan's a top manager. He knows the club very well. He knows the league, he knows the Champions League, and he's the best man for the job to take Celtic forward.
And Chris, last year was a record financial year in terms of revenue and earnings. Can you talk us through this and give us a bit of the detail?
Yeah, revenue was approaching 120 million, Jerry. Profit before tax was 40.7 million. And underpinning that was 3 items. It was Champions League football, it was gains from player trading, including the sale of Jota, Giakoumakis and Juranovic, and there were some other exceptional items, including the compensation for Ange leaving the club and joining Tottenham.
It leaves us in a position then with cash at the bank balance of £72.3 million. Some people would say that we should be looking to invest all of that. How would you respond to them?
Yeah, I think when you're looking at football finances in particular, Jerry, it's important not to pick a point in time. You need to look at it over a medium-term horizon. So just to give you a couple of examples, just after the year end, we paid 11.5 million in taxes in relation to that financial year, which clearly reduces the balance significantly. We've got a significant sum ring fence for the redevelopment of Barrowfield. We've also got planned for the stadium for the year ahead, which we wish to invest in. So all of these things, feed into how that cash is planned for the year ahead. Over and above that, Celtic have always had a plan B, and you need a buffer, particularly in the years where you're not in the Champions League and you're in the Europa League.